Hi, I'm Sarah Finari. I'm the head of the acting program that runs on Mondays at Ettingshausens. I've been working in the industry for 8 years and this is my 13th year of teaching, going into my 14th year. I have a Bachelor of Creative Arts from the University of Wollongong where I studied theatre and performance. And then I went on to study TV, film and musical theatre. After that, I also have a singing and dance background. So it's been really exciting to hone in on acting for this group at Ettingshausens and the program that we have developed there. We get a lot of questions about acting for young children and how that works when they can't read, so they can't necessarily start off with scripts. Some children coming into kindergarten can read, but more and more we're seeing that children are not reading when they start kindergarten, so that's perfectly normal. For children who are about to start school, our acting program focuses mainly on improvisation, which as you would know is making things up on the spot. It's something that children do quite naturally, to play make-believe. I'll be the mum and you be the son, or I'll be the king and you can be the servant. It's very natural for most children to play in that way, in that pretend, make-believe, improvised play. That's very natural to most children. And then when they come into acting class, we try to harness that imagination and develop and nurture that creativity. And then what we do is we take that natural instinct and we nurture it, of course. We also notice that for a lot of young children, they will be able to follow their own story in their play, but it's quite difficult for them often to get that story across to their siblings, friends, play date, whoever it is, their parents. I don't know if you've ever watched a child play and go, I don't follow what part of the story, I don't understand how I magically became a unicorn, but that's really good that we're now playing unicorns. So we take that that beautiful creativity that young children have and we nurture it, but we also help them to find the structure to get a story across to an audience. We help them to express emotions and ideas as well as stories and characters. We get to play in different kinds of characters, so we might be a big angry giant or a tiny little mouse, all of those beautiful big characters, big exciting characters. We play a lot with comedy as well as things that are very dramatic, and we also learn how to express emotions through a character's lens often, but also how to talk about our feelings. So when we come in, we'll often have a check-in to say, what's one word for how we're feeling today? We'll often get, I'm happy, or I'm excited, or I'm feeling a bit shy today. And all of those, of course, are welcome. And just knowing how to name our emotions and also how to just accept them. The other thing that we love at Ettingshausens is seeing children and young people all the way into their teens developed in a holistic way. So we don't just say we only work on the performing side. We work out how to connect the mind to the body to the voice, the mind to the voice, all those sorts of things. We work on our physicality, we work on our voice, we work on our public speaking. And those sorts of skills are going to set your child up for life. The other thing that they get out of acting class is learning how to authentically connect with someone else, to listen to a scene partner and their teacher, and to listen to their scene partner and listen to their teacher. I'm quite influenced by a practitioner called Anthony Mindel, who is a big acting coach in the US, and he's very into holistic training and taking the things that we know about everyday life and the things that we experience in everyday life into our acting and vice versa. One of his mottos is change your acting, change your life. And I think that applies for children as young as 5. If we can be brave in acting class and stand up in front of everyone and share what we have to say, then we can do that in our life. We can get up and do a presentation at school. We can express how we're feeling in a situation that might feel a little bit uncomfortable. We can tell people how we're feeling, tell people our ideas, share in a group and share the fantastic ideas that we have in us, in our mind, in our heart, and learn to understand each other better as well. The other thing that acting fosters is a real sense of belonging in a team, in a community, because everyone gets a chance to be heard. and everyone gets the chance to work with each other in a team, get to know a bit more about each other. And I think that's a really valuable thing for young children, learning to work as part of a team. We have a really exciting way of teaching teamwork through the basics of improvisation, where instead of knocking someone else's idea aside, someone makes an offer and we build on that using the essentials and the foundations of improvisation, which are taught all the way into adulthood and are important all the way into adulthood for teamwork, for working in a group, for working in a job, working together with other children at school. All of these skills are going to set your child up for life. So I'm very passionate about children taking the things that they learn in their performing arts classes into their life. One last thing I'll just leave you with, if you have a child who's a very, very keen performer, this program is for all children, but if you do have a child that's very, very keen performer who lives and breathes it and wants to know more about acting, or perhaps they already have a modeling agent or an acting agent and are going out for castings for ads, for example, we do offer a service where we can do solo tuition on that. We can coach your child for acting auditions. We can coach your child for self-tapes, which are an audition that you tape at home and send off to a casting director. Or if that's something you'd like to look into and you don't know much about it yet, you're welcome to come with us with your goals or ideas for your child, or even just to see if we think it might be a good fit for your child, because that's often something that we need to consider before we start setting them up with those sorts of opportunities. Anyway, I hope that's answered a few of your questions today about acting at Ettingshausens, and we look forward to seeing you guys next year in the program.